we have centers of the sympathetic nervous system? Centers. Thoracolumbar. Centers means in the CNS. Yeah. Okay. Thoracolumbar part. Yeah. Segments. Yeah. From T1 up to L2. Yeah. Where do we have these centers? Nuclear, intermediate lateral, located in the lateral horns. Yeah. So here we have it. Here. Yeah. And from here we have preganglionic fibers. How do they, yes, this is first part. Second, we have prevertebral ganglia, yeah, and paravertebral. Paravertebral first, it is sympathetic trunk ganglia. Prevertebral, it is in front of the, what I draw over here, yeah, in front of the vertebral column, mainly in front of aorta. So, what you should understand, that no one nerve to the periphery doesn't avoid, like pass by the sympathetic trunk. Yeah, so all nerves start from the sympathetic trunk, yeah, to any organ. Yeah, so therefore we need to bring these preganglionic fibers first to the sympathetic trunk. Okay, how? So first they run in the what?
I don't know.
What is this?
Anterior
Root of the spinal nerve. Then in the spinal nerve, okay? Then they come from the spinal nerve to the sympathetic trunk, okay? So how do we call this branch which connect the sympathetic trunk and spinal nerve? Better to say. Which contain preganglionic fibers. How do we call this? Preganglionic fibers. How do we call these branches?
Communicating.
Which for communicating?
White.
White. Why white? Because they are preganglionic, and preganglionic fibers in the autonomic nervous system myelinated, postganglionic unmyelinated. Yeah. So therefore, myelinated have white color. Yeah.
White is
myelinated होता है. White should be
Preganglionic myelinated have myelin sheath. Yeah. Postganglionic unmyelinated don't have myelin sheath. In somatic nervous system we have all the time myelinated fibers. Yeah. Okay. So preganglionic white, rami communicantes, and they connect the spinal nerve to the sympathetic trunk. Now, which spinal nerves? Only spinal nerves which come from the segments which we mentioned already, yeah? T1, L2 or L3. So this is sympathetic trunk, this is spinal cord. So what this line means? So here it will be this and this, yeah? So it means anterior root, spinal nerve and white ramus communicans in this line, each line, yeah, over here. So, and you can say, where can we find white rami communicantes? Only in nerves which are from T1 up to L2 or 3, yeah? The same ganglia actually, yeah? Okay, so then what can happen in the sympathetic trunk? So they can have synapses, yeah? Here like this, yeah, and then postganglionic fibers form the branch which connects again to the spinal nerve, yeah. So what the name of this branch? Gray ramus communicans, yeah. And why does it need to go to the spinal nerve again? To the anterior ramus, to the posterior ramus they run for what? What do they do there? Why do we need here? So anterior and posterior rami we just studied, yeah? It is somatic nervous system. What do they do, these fibers in the somatic nerves?
Exchange information.
They innervate some structures which are innervated by the sympathetic nervous system. Which structures? Somatic means muscles and skin. What do we have in the muscles and skin to be
vessels.
innervated?
Receptors.
Yes, we have vessels in the skin, in the muscle. We have sweat glands, yeah, and erector pili muscles, yeah, which erect the hair. So these are in skin. So for this we need this gray rami communicantes, okay? And they run in the anterior and posterior rami of the spinal nerve to reach the soma, actually, yeah. Where do we see these branches? So here white, and this on this side of the picture we see these gray rami communicantes, and you can see that they come to each spinal nerves. They are by number here, all cervical, all thoracic, and so on. So to each spinal nerve we have these gray rami communicantes. How it is possible if we have centers only over here? So not necessary that these fibers will synapse only at the level where it enters the sympathetic trunk, yeah? So to reach the ganglia, which are cervical ganglia of the sympathetic trunk, these fibers don't synapse here. They run upward and they synapse over here in this. Or other way, so here branches come to here, white, yeah, and then they don't synapse here and they go down to the sacral, to the lower lumbar, to the last one, which is coccygeal, yeah? So, and then gray rami communicantes come to each spinal nerve. Is it understandable, yeah? So here we can have synapses at the same level, or they go upward or downward to reach the ganglia, which we don't have centers at this level, okay? So therefore, actually, we have this and this in each sympathetic trunk, the same fibers, yeah? But here they separated the somatic structures, yeah, from the internal organs, so not to overlap it. Clear?
Yes.
Okay, so we said about gray rami communicantes, which run to the spinal cord and are spread in the soma to supply the vessels, erector pili muscles, and also sweat glands. Clear? Now, what are the branches we can find among the branches of the sympathetic trunk? There can be perivascular plexuses to the vessels, big vessels, for example. No, like, I will say now the most important what we have. From the cervical ganglia, we have the plexuses which surround the internal and external carotid arteries. They are called internal and external carotid plexuses. Why are they so important? Because they are needed for innervation of the organs located in the area of the head, yeah? So they innervate not only walls of these arteries, internal and external, and their branches, but also organs which we have in the head. So this is very important. So then there can be what else? Aortic plexus, yeah, then subclavian, brachial, somatic plexus around the brachial artery, common iliac, and so on, yeah? So for innervation of the walls of these vessels. And now, they bring some fibers also to the organs. Next, what we will have? There can be, and this, by the way, these plexuses which we have, perivascular, they are formed by the postganglionic fibers. So we come to the ganglion, there will be synapse, and then it will be postganglionic fibers to the plexuses, okay? So now, is it hot? Next,